What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Thanks for being a part of what's happening at the Sooner Surge by subscribing, liking, and commenting on our videos. We really appreciate it. Also, do us a favor as well. Check out the FanStop. You won't be disappointed. Fanstop.com. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club and use code SURGE. Get 10% off your first 3 months. You saw at the celebration on Saturday night, Joe C. Doing something just so unique, but so apropos with this senior class, and that's bringing out the GOATs, the actual live GOATs for the senior class. Look, a group of 10 seniors. You had the 5 core seniors, and then you had sprinkled in there a couple of transfers a few years ago, and then the 3 transfers to this year's team for a total of 10. 10 softball players, guys, that never lost the last game of their season. Think about that. Not many people can say that, okay? To never have lost the last game of their season, of their last season. What a special group this was. We can talk stats here. Whatever we talk on this video tonight, I promise you, we'll not do it justice, so guys.
Yeah, it won't. I mean, technically, 5 of those are the ones that never lost their last game. The other 5 have. But I see what you're saying. But like the core 5 have never lost a last game of the season. You're right. And so we're doing a video here covering the seniors, but it's not gonna. You can't do it justice. Literally, you cannot do what this. You can't do it justice by words or by talking about it. It's too unbelievable what they've done at Oklahoma, and they are going to go down as the best class. That senior class of those core 5 specifically will go down the best class of college softball history. Will never be touched again. You can't beat it. What are you going to do? Win 4? That's what they did. Yeah, I don't know how you can beat it. So so I just, it's hard to put it into words what they've done. And to me, the most impressive thing about, if you look at the 10 seniors from this year, let's concentrate on the ones from this year. If you look at those 10, even the ones that just came in this last year, they played a big role in the season. I mean, look at Keeney. Keeney gets the start in the last game of the year, which is crazy. And then obviously Kelly Maxwell, what she did. I mean, you can go down the list, but just an unbelievable group of 10 seniors that will be very, very difficult to replace.
Yeah, Patty Gasso has said it time and time again. Joe Castiglione pretty much showing it with the whole GOAT ceremony at the championship ceremony at Love's Field this past weekend. You can't replace them, plain and simple. You can't. It's the greatest senior class, probably not just college softball, but college sports as a whole. Look at what they did. 201-0 when leading by 4 or more runs in a game. That's just unbelievable. Comebacks happen a lot in sports like softball. They never allowed a major comeback to happen on their watch. That core of 5 of Boone, Hanson, Jennings, Coleman, and May. And then the entire senior class. I mean, you look at those 5. Kelly Maxwell winning most outstanding player, carried Oklahoma to the national championship, coming in there to close down and shut the door on the Longhorns. You mentioned it, Jay, or you both did. Each senior had a massive part in this season. I mean, they were a part of a 71-game win streak, something that, I mean, quite frankly, will never be done again in college softball. You just looking over the course of the season, each senior had a massive moment this season. And I mean, they're the reason that Oklahoma won their 4th straight national championship.
Yeah, and we said that we can't do this, what they've done justice. We will try to do a little more justice for it, and that's by focusing on each one of these seniors throughout a series where we focus on each senior individually. That will help when we can go through those player stats and things. But you want stats, this team delivered. You want championships, these seniors delivered. You want acting the right way off the field, these seniors did it. Culture, everything. And listen, in a world where staying at one place is rare, I mean, you talk about how rare that is, guys. These ladies did it All of them. For how long? Nicole May comes to mind. There's so many. They had opportunities to leave. They could have gone and tested the transfer portal waters. It's like the transfer portal was new this year. I mean, they've been in it a few years and they stuck around. And to say stuck around is bad because you're playing it in a great program. But they also knew every time you heard any of these athletes talk, it was about leaving a legacy. It was about teaching the others. It was about we're at OU. We know what we're supposed to do. We win championships. And here's the thing, guys. You can talk that all you want. You're bound to slip up every now and then, right? No, you're not. Hunter dropped in the chat 201-0 after leading 4 runs or more. And you saw the other stats that were displayed all through the broadcast about how many it's been since run rule, since they've ever been shut out. Like, it's crazy numbers, guys. It won't be passed.
No, it won't be. And to me, the most impressive part of it is I'm going to go back to the core there of those 5 for a second. Those 5 seniors, to have the expectations on your shoulder that they've had and they've carried for the last 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been, and to perform under that. I mean, you can kind of see it with Patty after every championship. It's almost like a relief because they have so much expectation. But the thing is, even with the expectation, they performed at a high level. I mean, look at their batting averages throughout the 5 years. Look at different things, whatever it may be. And the sad thing is they did have where if they would go in the slump, OU fans would be like, man, what's going on? I mean, it's a lot to live up to and to continue to produce in a sport. Let me remind you, a sport that batting, I mean, I know it's a little different for baseball, but batting 300 is pretty good. This team was batting consistently, these players, 400, I mean, or higher. That's ridiculous. And oh, by the way, Jada Coleman robbing somebody of a home run over the fence 3 years ago, 2 years ago, this year, it just kept happening. It's just unbelievable. And to have the drive for that too, and not be maybe I want to say numb to it, where, yeah, I mean, they could win another one, but to have the drive that they did to do it and then actually come through and do it. And I think it goes back to culture part of it, really, Jeremy, like you mentioned. I think it goes back to, and even Patty said this, they were playing to win, obviously, but that wasn't their number one goal, was to win a championship. It was to to live to glorify God. Whatever it is that they are doing, it's to glorify God. And what's going to be a result of that? Well, it happened to be 4 national championships in a row.
Yeah, and another unique thing with this senior class is obviously you have the core 5 that were there for all 4 national championships. Then you also have the transfers. I mean, every single one of them had that moment when it's like, wow, this is a moment Sooner softball fans will always remember. Like Riley Ludlam, 318 batting average on the year. Didn't get many opportunities, but when she did, she made the most of them in her limited at-bats. Carly Keeney, you mentioned it earlier. Getting the start in the national championship game and pitching really well for Oklahoma. Kelly Maxwell obviously winning most outstanding player, the workhorse Oklahoma needed to win the national championship, facing elimination against Florida, getting the job done, and then coming out and get game 1 against Texas the following day and throwing another just stellar performance. Alina Torres had one of the hottest stretches of the season this year for Oklahoma. You also have Jennings, Brito. I mean, the list goes on and on. You have the 2 captains. That's a rarity for Patty Gasso. There was 2 this year with Kinsey Hansen and T.R.A. Jennings. And then over the last few weeks, learning about the chaos coordinators and Jada Coleman and Riley Boone. And then Nicole May, not the most ideal season for her compared to what it was a year ago, 18-0, a sub-1 ERA. But to kind of solidify herself later on in the season as a bullpen arm and do really well for Oklahoma. And again, play another key part to this 4th straight national championship. It's a senior class that, again, feel like we could say it time and time again. It was a class that when you're watching it, you're just witnessing history and greatness because they were so unique, so dominant, and it seems like every stat that they put up will never be replicated again.
Yeah, and before you close, Jeremy, I was going to say you mentioned Ludlam. If you remember this season, Hanson was battling that injury, and Ludlam was a key part during that stretch. So that's yeah, you're right. That's huge.
And it's just kudos to every one of them. Jada Coleman, Tiari Jennings, Kenzie Hansen, Riley Boone, Nicole May, Alyssa Brito, Alina Torres, Kelly Maxwell, Riley Ludlam, and Carly Keeney. Kudos for how everything, and no one's going to talk about this, guys, but even how they lost, they did it the right way. Always responded, always answered media questions the right way. Just a class that we will never forget and will hold a legacy for years and years to come. And we're going to try to focus on each one and give them the deserving, I guess you could say, recognition of the great seasons they've had here at the University of Oklahoma. To get that, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and you turn on your notifications. Appreciate you watching. Until next time,